Hello.
Hello, Jessie.
How are you?
I am good, and we are
on stage with Dance Alive.
Fun.
Oh, yes.
Should we do our sponsors?
Please.
Okay. Well, it kind of feels strange. I haven't seen Tim Cannon. He heads up Alliance Credit Union, and Alliance Credit Union is a corporate sponsor. And Tim is our stage manager, and, we did 19 Nutcrackers, and that's a lot of working with Tim Cannon as a stage manager.
and traveling with him.
And I haven't seen him now for 2 weeks. I'm somewhat deprived here. And we also have
Yvette
Godet, who takes care of my great fears as of a dentist, and I now adore her.
And she takes care of all the dancers,
I know.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And we have our crazed, wonderful man,
Elio Piedra, de Fiesta Media.
Yay!
and of course,
Pofal Studios. Which we start back classes this week.
Yes.
So we have had 2 weeks of rest.
2 weeks off.
Which we have needed. And now we're back to work.
Yes.
It's like, okay, we're ready.
Ready for a new year, ready for new chapter.
I was talking to Kim, and she was getting the schedule ready and talking about what she wanted to do with Don Juan and how the kind of lighting she wanted to use, and fog and mist in the first section.
That's awesome.
I know. She was so excited about the kinds
That's
of things
our
she's going to do.
next show. That's our next show at the Phillips Center. It's going to be February the 12th. Exactly.
2 o'clock and 7:30.
7:30. Yeah, Don Juan.
Yep.
Nice show. And
sword fighting.
I know. Dangerous, but special.
But, yeah. And that's Andy will be Don Juan, and
we'll have like little parts.
Yep.
All dancers, and we have set a second part that is a lot of paredes and trios and all that. So it's fun. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
It's a good opportunity to celebrate San Valentine a little bit earlier.
Well, it's Don Juan in Loveland.
Exactly.
So it's like,
you can buy your tickets where? On our website.
Phillips Center.
And Phillips Center.
And part of that is what you're going to be taking down on tour.
Yes.
So this week is the total focus is getting that finished, ready to go, and rehearsed. Yeah. Lots of work. Lots of work.
And it's a creativity process because Kim is doing all the steps on us. So she's creating the piece, which is a little bit, it demands a little bit more of your energy because it's not that easy like when like Nutcracker. Oh, we already know our parts. It's just, setting up a little bit, cleaning, polish. But now we are in a process of creation.
New works. And she knows what she wants, not only in the steps, but she would modify the steps, but it's the quality. And I think, how do I say this? One of the joys of this company, Dance Alive, is that they're mature dancers. And that's one of the things that Kim really cherishes is having mature dancers that can have input and emotion into what they're doing.
That's very important.
It is a joy. It makes the work very rewarding.
That's awesome.
So anyway,
that's fantastic. Well, let's introduce our guest, and I want you to introduce her because you know her and you teach her kiddos. So
well, a number of years ago, this wonderful teacher at PK, she taught kindergarten, I believe. We were starting to do some of our school shows, and so regularly kind of came in to see Nutcracker, and then she had a daughter that needed to dance, she felt. And so Marianne started taking. And before long, she was doing, you were at Angel, weren't you?
Snow, my last
Welcome,
year.
welcome. She's here, Marianne Cueva. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, my last year dancing, I was in the Snow piece, which my mom was so proud of. Absolutely loved it.
That's kind of the big step, you know. That's a huge group piece, and the professional dancers are there as well as the advanced dancers from the school.
But let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Let's start from the beginning.
All right.
Because this is something interesting, and we would like to know a little bit more about you and about your story and where you're from, what you do. Tell us about yourself.
So I'm a Gainesville local, grew up here.
Yes, go Gator.
Go Gators. I bleed orange and blue. Like Judy mentioned, my mom was a school teacher. I started dancing at a young age at Pofall Studio. Absolutely loved it. I remember doing the Nutcracker when we were still at the theater on campus, the Constance Theater.
Yeah.
And we'd go out next to the pond and like spend time out there. And it was just a really huge part of my life. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And I stayed in Gainesville after school. I thought Gainesville was small and had to leave, and went to Jacksonville for a little while and ended up coming back here because Gainesville's an amazing city, and met my husband Chris Cuevas here, and we have two fantastic children. Oh yeah, we did this fun magazine recently. It's always interesting to hear of yourself from someone else's eyes.
That's right.
But we have Kai and my oldest Leo there in the photos, who are also now dancers at Pofall. Yes. So they both have been there for quite a few years now. And it really is amazing to watch them grow up in the studio, and to see that experience from
I can tell.
A different point of view.
I have been 5 years here, and I see them growing. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And just the culture of the studio is just a really positive environment. And, you know, the dance talent that they get to be around is, there's nowhere else in town that you can get that level of talent from the teachers and the professionals they get to be around. But to me, the culture is one of creativity and growth and encouragement and positivity. I just really love having my kids there.
That's fantastic. That's great. And tell us about what are you doing right now? What is going on in your professional career?
So I did not continue dancing into my adulthood, but creativity was always a big part of my life. So between restaurants and private events and weddings, I do a lot of floral and decor and things like that. I really found myself in the event world still. So I currently have a job at Spurrier's, the new restaurant in Celebration Point, as as the private dining manager. I came onto the team in spring, so I was part of the opening team. We opened in August, and we have just been full speed ahead since August. The private dining spaces, we have multiple spaces, from small intimate rooms to large, rooftop gatherings, and I help plan all of those.
That's awesome.
That is wonderful.
It's wonderful.
I went once with my husband, and we enjoyed a lot. We love the food. We love the drinks. I love the Celebration Point. And once more, when I just came here 5 years, it's just 5 years ago, Celebration Point was nothing.
Didn't exist. It was a field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And see all this new life in this part of the town is just wonderful. It's amazing.
And that's, I think Spurrier's is something this town needed. It's an elevated space, but it's still comfortable, casual. You can go there with your families, but the restaurant itself has a lot of interesting draws as far as Coach Spurrier's trophies and all of those things. But the food and the service is the heart of the restaurant, because people are going to continue coming back with good food and good service. So we have been spending a lot of time getting that part of it right.
That's great.
You know all about that.
Well, I mean, my husband is now on the industry, and he was impressed, honestly, with the service and with the quality of the food and the drinks and just the atmosphere. It's pretty amazing.
It is. It really is.
And you're right. I believe this community needs something like this.
And we have there's a lot of good restaurants here in town, and there's a lot of, I love the local, community here with the food. And, but this is something that is new. The whole Celebration Point area is. It's a great area to go and hang out and have a evening cocktail or let the kids run around in the green space. I mean, it just is. It's nice.
It is. I am interested in something. Do you think, like, because you mentioned that you have been involved on the dance and on the art, and what do you think that brings you to this new career, to your professional life?
I actually just had this experience this weekend. Over the graduation weekend in December, it was incredibly busy, right? It was the busiest day of the year so far. And the kitchen is working in unison, right? And they're not speaking, but they're communicating with their bodies and with their movements, and all of it's happening behind the scenes. And the guests out in the front are enjoying their meals with no idea as to how much is going on behind the scenes. And then that same weekend, I'm behind the scenes with the Nutcracker, and it's the same feeling. It's that same amount of dedication and hard work and practice and all of these things happening in the wings, backstage, that the audience doesn't get to see.
That's right.
They get to enjoy this show and the magic of the show. And I found myself realizing those are the connections for me. Those are the two things.
Stimulus.
And they're very similar. And I think having had that experience as a child and growing up in that has really strengthened my skills and my abilities in my current job. Being able to be creative, being able to produce something that my customers really get to enjoy.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, we have to thank you one more time. It's time almost to finish. Time fly, I know. Times fly. So thank you so much. And if you want to add something else, this is the opportunity. But I think you have to say mostly all.
I mean, come check us out.
Yes.
Check us out at Spurrier's. Check us out at Dance Alive, Don Juan.
Dance Alive.
Yep, absolutely. Come see my kids dance. Come eat our food.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Marianne. Thank you for being our guest and for your time. And we have to say goodbye, Judy. It's time to finish. Yes.
Already?
It is.
Well, we'll see them the next week.
Exactly.
Yep. On stage.
With Dance Alive.
Bye.
Bye.